We're going to be talking to our representative hopeful, district number 8, Montserrado County. So, like I said today, stay back if you have questions. If you live any part of Liberia or any part of the world, if you want to be part of this conversation, you can send in your message. You can send your text message. You can go onto the Locust Hour page, or you can just send in your message on here. On we have what his name today going to be here, Mr. Samuel Morris, Representative Hopeful, District number 8, Montserrado County. He's going to be here, and trust me, it's going to be hot. And I know too many people have questions for him, so let's wait and see. He will soon join us shortly. I'm so sorry because I was helping my technician to get some of my stuff set up. The cameramen were running late because we experienced snow yesterday in Indianapolis. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining me again. So stay by and be entertained. We'll be with you in a split second. Okay. As I said, so today gonna be a real one. We have the political Reverend, Mr. Samuel Morris. He's the representative hopeful of District number 8, 2023. He will be participating in the election. So tonight he's gonna be explaining some of his policy, some of those things that we all been waiting to hear when it comes to who becomes the next representative in District number 8. So Mr. Morris is going to be here tonight. Mr. Morris is going to drive us through some of his platform and what is it that he have in store for the people of District number 8. So just stay by, ask the questions. You see, the reason why sometimes when we hear and talking about these things, and we wanted to be so interactive because we wanted to be the people representation. We wanted people to ask the necessary question. And you just have to be the interviewer and the interviewee, sit here and just have a conversation. Sometimes if you just ask the necessary question, this person going into this district, why are they going there? What motivated them? What are their drives? So these basic questions help the person to know that okay, we have people out here looking at us, so we can just go into this district and just behave as business as usual. So there are so many things that we can question those who going to be our lawmakers, because you see, like every government account to power, this music from Takunji always come back to play, called they lie to us, they fool us, they misuse us, they use us, and so now when we see people who want to get into politics or getting into representatives, wanting a representative seat in our country, it is we are obligated to ask them all of the necessary questions. What can we do together? We can just sit and know these things. We can just sit and believe that okay, it is their time. Let they go there and fight. I really don't care what's happening next. Imagine if somebody just go and represent the district and they ill represent the district. What happened? The reflection falls on every one of us. We all see it as it is our thing. We should have talked into it. So now Mr. Morris say he want to explain basically why he going into this race. Well, what are his developmental initiatives? What are some of those basic platforms that he will be displaying to the people of District number 8? You see, I know most time we have tons of thousands of people watch the show after the show. That's okay as well. But those that are live most time on the show, it's better let's ask the question. Let's ask all those necessary questions. Because District number 8 is in the heart of Montserrado. If you know District number 8, have you been to Montserrado? If you know where they have the City Hall, where they have the Omeo Plaza it used to be. Yes, those are the places people going to represent. So that is closer to the heart of the capital city. So now all we need to do is to ask all the necessary questions. Let's ask the people the question, why are they going there? What have they done? What's motivated them? What is it that we have to look up for when you become lawmakers? What will be your 100 days deliverables? When you become lawmaker, what can you do differently from the people that are already in the House of Parliament? So all of this issue that has to do with corruption, lawmakers are not honest and they just try to enrich themselves. Now, some of these things we can also be looking up to. We can do it. Trust me. There's so many things we can do together when it comes to Liberia issue, like these conversations, getting involved, talking about the issues. We all need to ask all the necessary questions because it is important that we ask those necessary questions. If we don't ask these questions, like what's his name? I think I stand to be corrected if I'm not getting the right person who said this. Or Victor Hugo, he said your failure to get involved with politics or to get with your circumstances surrounding you, or your failure to take on leadership, will allow you to be led by fools. So if we sit and don't want to get involved and don't want to ask the necessary question, who knows? If the right people with all the ideas are sitting and believe that things just going to change, it won't. We'll be led by fools. So instead of us being led by fools, all we need to do is to ask all the necessary questions. When the people come up here wanting to become taking part into representative positions, all we need to do is to ask the questions. Hey, honorable so and so person, what what motivated you to get into this race? What different can you do? Let him talk to us. If you're from district number 8 today and following this show, I encourage you to come on, hang on, share the show, invite somebody. If you're from district number 8, invite somebody because it's about your district. You can ask more questions because this person who wants to represent you, he's not a stranger to the district. If you follow his program on Facebook and other places, he have so many programs that he have been carrying on, and other people have been seeing it. So if you don't know him, he wanting to represent you in district number 8. Hang on, invite somebody. It's about time that you know who is Mr. Samuel Morris, commonly known as the political Reverend. Some of you from the CDC, some of you from the ANC. He's no stranger to you guys. You know him. So he's going to be our guest here tonight. Ask all your questions. If you're from the Liberian community, living in a part of the US, it's also necessary that you ask your question because this person is going to be a lawmaker in Liberia come 2023 if he's elected by the people of district number 8. So it's important that we ask all of these questions we want to ask him now because if he's elected, we cannot ask him these questions. So it's better to hear from him why he tried to become lawmaker, why he wanted to be, and why should the people of district number 8 elect him as a lawmaker. So with all due respect, now to eat up the time, it's already 4:11. I said we're supposed to stop at 3:30 today, and we had a little delay because our camera person was running late due to the snow in Indiana. So I would just Mr. Murray laughing. They're right in the background. So there you go. Just to spice it all a little, let's bring in Mr. Samuel Morris for you to see the most powerful political revenue of our time. I grab you on point. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just that it is snow. There's the beginning of the snow. We have forgotten about it for some times ago, and it
Yeah,
just took up a storm yesterday morning from work, and I saw that the road was
yeah,
kind of different.
yeah. Me too. I saw that and I was like, "What's going on?" I never expected snow, but
Oh, yeah,
notwithstanding, it is what it is. We tell God, thank you that we are strong. So,
yeah.
I know you have a lot of people following as well, and we have a lot of people follow after the show, and we have thousands of people who watch the show after. But notwithstanding, we're supposed to stop at 3:30, and it's already 4:12. Instead of waiting for a lot of people to join us, we just want to go straight into business. Would that work? Would that be okay for you?
Oh, yeah. I'm I'm ready for this. I want to know what my people have on mind that long time they want to ask me. Uh, those who don't have the access, but then up to now, today I think they can take advantage of this show and this opportunity.
Well,
And I pray that there will not
mhm.
be the last of it. we'll continue to engage our both through this medium and other mediums. So, Mr. Logan, thank you ever so much for the opportunity. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Morris. Now you heard it from him himself. He said that it's the best time to log on and ask the necessary question that you've been wanting to ask, because if you're watching the show after the show, you do not have the opportunity to ask him questions because he won't be here again to answer your questions. So we'll just go straight to Mr. Morris. So who is Mr. Samuel Morris? So can you just tell what are your political philosophy?
Um, Mr. Samuel Morris, that you just got shot. Anyway, my full name is Samuel Jackson Morris. Uh, I'm here from Lofa County, to be precise, Foya District. I'm from the town of Tomando, one plan.
You got somebody coming in?
Um,
Somebody joining
no,
you? Okay, I see one
no.
one one Timothy in my
Oh,
waiting
Timothy
room.
Tia. Oh yeah, Timothy Tia. Yeah. That
You
was
got you
really
got you
nice.
got James Mensah joining you as well.
James Spencer, I think they are all participants. James Spencer, I know James Spencer. He happened to be the chairpersons of the Friends of Samuel Jackson Morris of the Slippery Crown Hill Community
Okay, so
chapter.
you want to be part of the program because I had Timothy Tia and James Mensah in my waiting room here.
Oh yeah, if you can add them,
Okay.
they are young men, astute men of the district. Yeah.
So guys, I will just have to mute you people while you people try to settle in properly.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
they okay. I have the both of them, but I think they're having internet problem because they're from Liberia. Okay.
Yeah.
So I muted them when they settle in. Then I will have to unmute them so at least they can make their contributions to the show as well. So like the first question I asked you. So who is Mr. Samuel Morris and what is your political philosophy?
Um. Again, let me go back because Mr. Samuel Morris, Samuel Sir Jackson Morris. I Some friends call me SS Jackson, as popular. Some call me Sam, but that's my full name. I'm Samuel Sir Jackson Morris. Again, I hail from Lofa County, Foya District to be precise. Um, your next question has to do with my political philosophy.
Yeah.
Let me go straight to political philosophy. My philosophy is that I should have a country that where the laws are just for the good of all. Because in the absence of laws, there's no country because it's law that make a country. So my philosophy is to have a country that where the people can have that kinds of even environments that are protected by those that govern them, to
Okay.
summarize my philosophy. And as the show goes further, we will expand into the different kinds of nuances of what we meant by a law that will govern the people for the just good of the society.
Okay. So I have Mr. James Mensah and Mr. Timothy
Yeah.
Tayet or Tia. I think they're having internet problems because they're from Liberia. So hopefully, if they're straightening up their internet situation, we have them joining us as well so they can make their contributions. So let's go to this first question here. Now you already know Mr. Samuel Morris, aka the political Reverend, because sometimes I know we'll go to the ballot box and we'll be looking for political Reverend. If you ain't gonna see him as the political Reverend, but you're gonna see him as Mr. Samuel Morris. So just start getting to know that one right now. So Mr. Morris, have you affiliated with any political party before? Other than
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, before I can, I don't know, the image is kind of sticky. It's not moving,
Who?
but
Mine?
no, my image.
Okay.
I don't know the technical fault,
Yeah,
maybe.
go ahead. It's not a problem.
Um, yeah, when you ask about have I been affiliated with any political institution,
Mm-hmm.
to be frank, yes, I do. I was once a member of the Congress for Democratic Change, like any other person. But before moving from the Congress for Democratic Change, I came from the National Democratic Party of Liberia. Uh, that was years back. by 2005, we have to move over to the Congress for Democratic Change. And we served the Congress for Democratic Change during our times in the Congress for Democratic Change. I served different key roles. I served as a party special representative to the National Election Commission and the party representative to inter-party election. I also serve as the chairman of Grievance and Ethics Committee. I serve as commissioner of the CDC Election Commission. I serve as Secretary General of the CDC convention that brought Moba Molu as vice chairman for political affairs. That's the 2012 convention in Bombay that brought Nathaniel McGill as Secretary General and Moba Molu as vice chairman for operation. Nathaniel McGill, Honorable McGill, as Secretary General of the party. Jefferson Koji, youth chairperson. Galba Williams, our vice chairperson for administration. And Russell, Mrs. Russell or Miss Russell as women lead chairperson, just to name few, and on the overall, or Josh Solo as a party chairman, but then 2012 convention. Before that, the former bank governor, Nathaniel Patriot, and I happened to be the longest serving president of the CDC Election Commission. And even when I travel to the state, I become Secretary General of the CDC New England chapter. That is, we talk about the state of Maine and Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and so forth. Okay. But now I'm an independent person to be. Let me just make the clarity. And another thing I just want to speak on quickly. Sometimes I get this information where people accuse me of being an ANC president. I've never been an ANC president. The reliance they're trying to use as that I've been the ANC president. Let me just give you just 2 minutes if information how that came about.
Yeah, please do.
The group that formed the ANC today, they all came from the Congress for Democratic Change, and that was in 2012. The ANC, the ACDC are going to her convention in Bombay, and you have Oroshogu, who wanted to be chairperson of the CDC, and you have Josolo, who also wanted to be chairperson of the CDC. Some group of seditionists, including the young man who actually has his name Alex Williams, another lot of young guys wrote complaints against some individuals from the CDC that today funded the ANC, led by Oroshogu, of different crimes, meaning they were called as regime collaborators and stuff. And so the case was brought before me as chairperson of Grievance and Ethics Committee. They actually wrote Honorable James Bestmont, who was then chairperson of the convention committee in Bombay. And Honorable Bestmont met with Ambassador. We all met, and they asked us to preside over the case. And I presided over the case. I looked into the charges brought, including Kwawu Gondo. Kwawu Gondo, if you don't know, Kwawu Gondo had a child for President. She contested on the tickets of the CDC against.
You're referring to Miaple Gondo
in District 6.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Logan.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll ask you. I say, are you referring to Miaple Gondo?
I don't know. Instance of I lost
the signal
from your end. You cancel low.
All right. So because you had a call coming in, so you can just go on and come back in. That will work for you. Can you hear me now? You are muted. Just unmute yourself. All right. You are unmuted.
Am I live?
Yes, but your video is off, so you can just go out and come back in if that works better for you.
Yeah, I'm suffering from a low volume from your end. I don't know.
All right, so if you hear me, just go out, just log out and come back in. That will work for you because it's getting real interesting from the end that you were coming from just now. So you can just go out, and log back in. That will work for you. So if you're just joining us, we are in conversation with the tough talking political Reverend. He was just giving you a little history of how he left the CDC, become part of the ANC, and what led to him, and now he's going as independent candidate. So it's an interesting thing to be part of tonight, to listen to him and ask more questions. So yeah, okay, that's true. Lawrence Fowler. So he gonna be here. He will be here again in a few seconds. He lost signal because normally when you receiving when you on this platform or whatever platform and you have a local call coming in, the local call disrupt your entire program. So that's what he's facing right now. But he's gonna come back in. So when he comes back, he's just gonna go directly into where he stopped. So it's an interesting thing to be here because I know political Reverend. He always starts light of fire, and I'm hoping he don't do that tonight because trust me, he gonna pull some fire out. Because the man, he's never shy away from a fight. He always fight. So tonight I'm hoping he do not start a fight because there are too many candidates in the race when it comes to uh, district number 8. So we will have some of them here in subsequent time. But tonight, political Reverend going to be giving or driving us through some of the reasons why he think he's the best person to represent the people of district number 8 come 2023. So we are waiting on him again. He just went out. So if for any reason, if the political Reverend cannot join us on, let me try him again and see what's happening to him. Just a second. Let me call the political Reverend because we can keep people waiting. So let me hear from the political Reverend. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
What's happening?
I think I'm back in.
No, back in. Not yet. I can see you.
Yeah. Okay, let me go.
Okay, I'll send you the link again so you can get back on. So that's the political Reverend, man. Everybody know the political Reverend. Okay, I just seen you again. Already. So you can go ahead from where you stopped.
You still cancel low. I don't know how it works.
Can you hear me now? Put your phone volume up a little and see.
Yeah, the volume is up. The volume is up. I don't know.
Do you have a headphone as well? Because I got my
the volume is up.
I got my mic on the highest, so I didn't want to make it too hard. Then I will be yelling. Can you hear me now? Oh my word, he's gonna have a little internet problem tonight, like the way I seen it going right now. Because, Jesus, can you hear me? Well, the political revenue is having a little difficulties there, and some of the IT people are here. I want you to please drop to the political revenue right now. You face that issue when it comes to the internet. You're having a technical glitch tonight. Trust me, man. Okay, let me bring James on. Hey, James, how are you?
Not bad, fine.
Yeah, your internet, your camera is off. What's going on?
Let me try to see.
I don't know. Not your voice is clear and the volume is up.
All right, that's good. That's good. So I have James Mensah with us as well. So he's one of your team player, right?
Oh yeah, like I said, James Mensah is the chairman of the Friends of Samuel Jackson Morris Political Action Committee for the Slave Crown Hill chapter. He's based on Crown Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. And Mr. Timothy Tia, the former youth chairperson and is political strategist in the youth committee. Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Mensah, before Mr. Morris go on with his deliberation, can you just introduce yourself? Seems like you're driving, right?
No, I'm not actually driving. Is like we are all of current for now. The whole city is off.
Oh my God! So you have to hold the phone over your head.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
What happening now?
Wow. All right. So y'all go ahead and introduce yourself, my brother.
Okay. Anyway, my name is James Mensah, chairman for the movement of Samuel and Jackson Morris, say we Crown Hill chapter. Now, alongside with the senior man, which is advisor to the committee or the organization. His name is Akim Slim. I think you can see him. You can see him from the background.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You see him?
Yeah. Somebody try to. Yeah. I see him. I see him.
Okay. I'm
Mr.
alongside
Slim.
with.
Good evening, Mr. Slim.
Good evening, how are you?
Fine.
We're doing
Fine.
good.
Man, I feel your pain, man. That's a sad reality. You have to use flashlight for people to see you
Yeah.
in this day and age. Timothy, you're not joining us because your internet seems like not allowing you to come through. So we'll just go back to Mr. Morris so he can just go on with what he was just explaining just now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Morris.
I think you people hearing me very clear, but we having a whole lot of disruptor calls coming in.
Okay,
Uh,
so
this is one of the things that when you find yourself as a leader, um, it become a technical one to control these shows.
yeah, go ahead.
Because you are not in the position to inform over 10,000 persons who follows you on Facebook. So I think they got the information that we are about to appear on the show. And I've seen their text messages coming, how they can call on the show and all of that. I'm trying to see how.
All right. So to call the show is easy. We will have the number display
Yeah.
here.
So I just
So
sent
the
them
number will be
text that they
okay.
can. Okay.
You can also
Thank you
use
so
the
much
same.
that you
You can
just sent
also use the same number and
the
call on
link,
WhatsApp.
the number, if they want to call on the show, how to call on the show.
Yeah, you can also call on WhatsApp. You can use the same number to call on WhatsApp as well. So it's much easier. So if you're trying to call on the show, it's much easier. So if you see on the scrolling text here, I'm gonna just pin it right on here. So you can see now it's gonna be scrolling right on there. So let me just put it right there. So there you go. All right. So go ahead, Mr. Morris. You was on the issue with the CDC and the ANC. So just go from where you stopped. So Mr. Morris seems to be having a little technical difficulties. So I will just come back to James. James, I think hold on, let me just unmute you because I think I have you mute. Okay. So I think Mr. Morris is having a little technical difficulties. So can you get up on some of the projects you people have going on in Slavery community and other places of District number 8?
Okay, thank you very much. As we speak, Mr. Samuel Johnson Morris have done well for the community as large. Before moving to the United States, he was the only person and son of the soil that bring potable water into this community. And as we speak, presently, the community dwellers have benefited from a hard work. And besides the potable water, we also have scholarship that more than 50 to 60 students benefited from. And not forgetting about his recent involvement with the youth, wherein we hosted the community block league tournament.
Okay.
And each of the blocks were benefited, and they even petitioned him. And we also have a large number that participated in the tournament since the community of there. It was the only tournament that was well attended, and at the end of the day, we achieved what we needed to achieve. But notwithstanding, we also got hands spread out in all the communities in District number 8, 12th Street, Jalatan, Plonker, and they have been waiting, and they have been waiting, and when it comes to the movement, they have been waiting to spread a good message, but we are working together to make sure that we carry our representative, we carry our honorable man, because he's not men of men of, just say men of humble for the position. He's very humanitarian. Even when you are here in the community with us, he's somebody that let us see the welfare of the people, helping people.
Okay.
Even before becoming a plumb man or water man, he tailor shop, making sure that students uniform. So even when you have money, helping the process. So he did a whole lot of humanitarian, we know of it. That's the reason why when people hear about his need anywhere, they can take part to make sure to hear what's going on.
Okay,
But
Jim.
I can rest assure you that Samuel Morris is very humanitarian, and the people of Silver Crown Hill and District Number 8, they are willing to carry him.
Okay, James, thank you so much. So we'll come back to Mr. Morris. So, Mr. Morris, can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you. I'm so sorry that it was just I received a call from my office. Sorry, and the call was a different Zoom call from the Human Resource Office who had a meeting.
Okay.
See, yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Menza. Mr. Menza, just trying to give you some historicity as to where we came from. To tell you, I'm a professional tailor. That's something that you people don't know. That I'm a professional tailor. I even taught tailoring. But 1994, I went into the teaching profession. I taught not kids. I'm talking about full-grown people with degrees from the University of Liberia and other universities. If anyone who live in Bannersville, that's a place called Maryland Center. It used to be a school operated by the Cookatono. Those are in Monrovia, saw those long yellow buses. The program headed by Tipote when Tipote took over lately, and it got the program now well managed. I was a department here, but since 1994, just from 1994 to current.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ask anyone on Bannersville Road about Maryland Center, people that live Bannersville, ST, or wherever, they will know where Maryland Center is.
Okay.
So in terms of Maria issues, but you were trying to actually get the story how if I had ever been linked to any political party, and I told
Yes.
you, I once was my first stand in my political embryo stage, I would call it. I joined the National Democratic Party of Liberia. Got attracted by, but then when we heard that Councillor Winston Totman was going to run, and I got recruited by Honorable Nathaniel McGill, who was chairman of what we call Lipwing, the for Winston Totman. But there was a lot of wrangling and fighting between one group, the late George Woolley group, trying to possess the party, and that of the group that were then supporting Ambassador Totman. While we were in that midst of confusion, and we heard about Ambassador Weah. Ambassador Weah, if you get back to some of his old photos, I can send you some of his old photos. I'll tell you that I've been one person who I've been from the days of when he won the Ballon d'Or and the African Best Players titles. We petitioned him for other programs. Now the presidency, that was since 1995 in Gibraltar, we erected what we call the open sample store. If you go to those photos, you will see me. So yeah, I affiliated myself with the Congress of Democratic Change, and I serve different key roles. So, but the issues that my link to that of the Alternative National Congress, I know all of the guys, not all of the guys, but the formation of the ANC. I know how the ANC was formed, the names. In fact, the names that they first brought up was not Alternative National Congress, but All People's Congress. And in fact, I still have those text messages and email that I was shared. And I told them I'm not going to be a part. In fact, I remember Heron Costa, myself, and some other guys, I won't call their name today. went to my house and asking me to see who could be that standard bearer. They were taking to Dr. Richard Talbot and other people, including that of I refused to go with them to Ghana. So I never been an ANC person, despite they being my friends. So and today we are not going on a political party ticket. We are when like the young man, James Mensah called on me. And the people of the community from all walks of life, pastors, young people, professionals, teachers like Mr. Slim, who will talk to you later. I guess Slim is a professional instructor. And they said we tried to jot down names of people who can represent our district. We found out that because Moses Gray is not handling the district, at first we thought that he was in the learning process, in the learning curve of lawmaking, so we gave him 6 years. And again, the president and other people plus the supporter came and begged for him, and he was given a chance. But the way he moved in the district going backward every day. And we jotted the names of 72 persons and we tried to audit them to see based on their own contribution. And we choose that you come and represent the district based on your past records. Like he told you, when I was doing tailoring, I would take my own money and buy a lot of tailoring materials and so uniform for students I know because I'm watching them over the years as they go to school. I see how your green trousers is turning to gray, right? I see the black is turning to gray. Colors are changing, meaning that you can't able one uniform over and over. I write names down of those children. And I take their parents by surprise. Right. So apart from that, when the war ended, before I mean, not the war ended because we went to election. That is when Taylor won, right? There was no water in Morovia. You asked, I become president of the Morovia Water Management Team, and no other person could even compare themselves in terms of the kinds of work we did. Not today, somebody can wake up and go buy mineral water. There was no mineral water. You draw well water, you tie, you call it Big Bear. People will die in their hundreds from cholera. We intervened. We took street men that today we call Zogo, but then such name was not. Hundreds of them. We transformed them. We took our personal money, bought gallons, and built what we call push. We took them from the street. We gave them hope. We make them go to school. Today, somebody in the army, in the police, we can name them everywhere. You think of. Some are doing their masters today. So we have come a long way. So when those people call on me and ask them, the first thing I ask them, why you people see in me that I can be your lawmaker? And somebody, one Mr. Wallace, I said, Wallace, he told me, say, look, Sam, when we're not counting on you because you are too educated. We're not counting on you because you are rich. We're not counting on you because you are in America. We're counting on you because of what you have did over the years. From Plunger to Satan, from 12th Street to One Way, from Sodinway to Clay Street to Crown Hill, to Slipway, to Bishop Road. Where can we go without to that of Busekoro or Butcher Bureau or how they call it? There's another new community that is just been named. Struggle community that's around the Pan-African Plaza, between the Plaza and the foreign administrator. Everywhere in our community, we make sure that people have certain access of basic necessity.
Okay, so let's just hit it on the head. Are you a winnable candidate?
The word winnable is understated. I can tell you this for free, Mr. Logan. Comes 2023, that certificate we are waiting for as winners. I know my people and my people know me. I know my people and my people know me. We will win the election comes 2023. Like I said, when I asked them this question, how you people wanted to proceed, now you have called on me. 1 month we're discussing this because I need sincerity. And they all said, we don't want you to run on any political party ticket. We want an independent candidate. Reason being, because if we elect candidates here on political party ticket, when they go and blunder or they take actions or decisions that affect us negatively, we ask them, they say, I did this on the basis of my party mandate. I was done based on my party mandate. Now the people say we want to have a representative that can be accountable to us, not on the basis of party mandate. So we will win the election. I can tell you that, Mr. Logan, we will win the election. And my people are working assiduously. Day and night they are working.
All right, thank you. I like the confidence. You know, every aspirant or hopeful representative or senatorial hopeful always say that. That's a strong confidence. We will win this election, and in my Donald Trump voice, we will win it bigly.
Definitely. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I don't want you to use this show as the yardstick by which you can qualify our chances of winning.
Okay.
If you get on Perry Street or you get to Bassa community, you get to one way, like I named them, Capitol Bypass, Carey Street, Clay Street, McDonald Street, or Warren Street, Sonyware, the BTC. You ask them about who Samuel Morris is, that's a different thing. And I want you to get something straight, like I told you. In Moravia, I'm called different names. Some people will call me because by then I was a young man, even though I'm now a boy. Some people say refer to me as a tailor boy, right? And so sometimes if you ask for me and somebody trying to ask who you're talking about, and you give another way of me, I tell you for free. They will tell you for that. They will tell you that he went to win.
Okay, he is a winnable candidate. So if you're following us on YouTube as well, you can also send your comment on YouTube. We will read a comment to Mr. Morris, or if you on Facebook on the page or on my personal page, you can also send your question. We're going to ask your question. So I have this next question for you here. This question is this: what are some of the challenges faced by the people of District Number 8?
A lot of them, almost everything.
Okay.
From healthcare to education, from water to sanitation, from electricity, as you can see. People are sitting in the dark. Well, you must have abundance of electricity over here. There's no time your TV ever blow off because the current went, or the current. Since I came to the United States, I can't remember when last I ever lost current. Or when I went without water, or I opened my shower and there's no water. Are those things impossible in Liberia? No. They're not impossible because of bad governance. So the challenges are numerous. People are not working. How can they send their kids to school? People are getting sick and dying from curable diseases because there's no the clinics that we even have, not to mention the referral hospital, but the clinics. The clinics open by 8 a.m. and close by 4, and without medication. I need not to go anywhere to find the challenges. They are visible right away. You are speaking with professional men, educated people. And they are sitting in the dark with light over their head. More than challenges. I tell you, they all are my witness. When I was in Liberia in 2008, let me just give you a short story. A crusade was held on Slipway Field by Bishop Dagadu.
Yeah.
They extended a light pole from the bridge and and planted those posts on Slipway Field. To tell you, I'm from Slipway Crown Hill community, where I live for over 30 plus years. They extended the pole. After the crusade, LEC came and root out those poles and took the wires. And the whole place turned dark. For the time they have the crusade, after the crusade, for the past 5 days after the crusade, kids are going on the field to study. When they took the poles from there, the place got dark. That didn't shock me. I tried talking to some friends to see that if we can go to LEC. Some people say it was impossible. But the third law matter shot. I did went after the electricity. And Slipway Crown Hill community was among the first community when you take Rototown and Oro to have benefited with West Point, to have benefited from electricity. Where Camp Johnson Road I have and bypass, I even have the executive mansion and Capitol Hill bypass, I have the executive mansion, and the Capitol building was still in darkness. We started the project by 2008. By 2010, the project was finalized. But then the managing director of LEC, one very nice man, because we were received when we took the information to him, asking and requesting, he sent out to the director of generation. And he worked with us. By 2008, I went to go see my aunt, an area called Bezon, to speak to her. I saw a guy came with water in Kino from Claratown. The water was in gallons. The gallons, they had plastic because there was no lay on the gallons. So they put rubber band, plastic like that, and put rubber band around it. Inside the Kino was the water from the Montserrado River, the one we call the Do River. The guy was dipping there with another pen. And that's too for long. How can the Do River that you see all the toilets hanging over, mixing the same time, mixing with the drinking water? I said, this can be. You ask them, I rent online. The valve was closed opposite the City Bay gas station. That is on bypass, Donkey gas station.
Yep.
The valve that controls the water that comes down Slipway and that part is right before us church on Perry Street called the God's Glory Free Pentecostal Church. I went to Water and Sewer. I have to pay $350 to a guy who wanted to show us the map. And you ask them, I was the first person that took pipe-borne water in that community. Even though Water and Sewer today is not that as effective as it should be. And it was the first time our people start drinking water from where and going to the pump, say, I'm taking my gallons to the pump. And that has not been the only area. If you go Plungot or Satan, Jengbetan, you'll see those chaos that built with 6 hairs on the other side, 4 hairs, and different kinds. I left Liberia, some bad management got them damaged, including because then so I couldn't give water on time, and sometimes water go 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, and somebody having water bill, and they having their children's school fees. They have to decide between the two. But there's something working on the resuscitate all those projects.
Oh, okay. You're working on that to resuscitate all of those projects. I like that. So, Mr. Mensa, at any time, if you want to chip in, you can just let me know, because I have your mic muted because there was some.
Okay, Mr. Akim is there.
Oh,
Mr. Akim is sponsored with you, right?
Yeah.
So allow Mr. Sam to introduce himself to our audience, please, because we have people following all on YouTube as well.
Thank you, Mr. Logan. I'm Leroy Akin Slim, special advisor to Team A Jackson.
Oh, okay, Mr. Slim, welcome to the Logan's Hour, man.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
So the reason I have you guys muted because there's some background noise. So at any time, if you want to chip in, you can just let me know, and I will just unmute you. Then you can just chip in if you want to add to what Mr. Jackson is saying as well.
Yeah, I think you listen to Jackson himself. He said, I am himself. There's nothing more that Jackson can say to you there that's not true. Everything he's saying there are true. And one thing I want to say is that He's doing his best.
Oh, Liberia, Liberia. All right, so Mr. Jackson, go ahead.
Mr. Morris,
Yeah,
Jackson is my middle name.
sorry, Mr. Morris, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, currently we have hundreds of students on our scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
We also introduce what we call our direct financial interventions. We don't want to call it loan. And this action is came from the background of the council loan system that is given by Access Bank. And I tell you, if we win the election, and that's something that we know will win the election, whoever that's going to be on the banking and finance committee is something that we have to review. The loaning system in Liberia is so bad. The loaning system in Liberia is designed like the payday loan system in America. When we don't have a 2-week system of payment, nobody go and take money in 2 weeks time and start paying. Business loan. That's the Access Bank loan. That people have to escape from their homes and go back in the interior in hiding. It's so much designed that coerces the people to abject poverty. So what we're doing currently, we are giving the what we call revolving loan. We put a group of 20 persons in the group, and we'll give you something like $200,000.
Okay.
20 persons in the group and give you like $200,000, and see how you guys can manage that $200,000. But $20,000 or $200,000 will not be given to 20 persons at the same time. The $200,000 is given to 10 persons based on their own market needs. There's an evaluation committee. So, and they have to return this money in 4 months' time, interest-free. And you're not returning the money to us. You are returning. You are, if you guys are 20 in your group and we get $200,000, some people get $60,000. Some people get paid because some people selling coal, some people selling potogreen. So the person that's selling coal, the person that's selling potogreen, they all don't need the same amount. So we gave 10 persons will receive the money and we pay them. Mary, you're going to give your money to Esther. And that is what we're doing now to empower our market people.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
And another,
go ahead.
Yeah. Another thing we're also doing is empowerment of professional people. There are tailors and carpenters. There are masons who want to do their work, but they don't have the materials. So we're also trying to empower them by buying materials for those different kinds of professional grouping in our district. People who are carpenter shop, give them the necessary materials, the materials that they can able to work with. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Okay, because I've seen different calls coming in at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing. It will surprise you. It will surprise you to note that if you get a Seti Brother and all other furniture stores owned by non-Liberians, they have Liberians that work at the back producing those things. And they've been sold back to our people. Very expensive. We will have the same Liberians that we can empower. So in my district, I'm going to represent more than a district. We are the seat of government. All of the best universities in Liberia you think of, they are in my district. From the University of Liberia to Stella Maris, from AMEU to AMEZU to Harvard University. Some of the best high schools are in my district. When you talk about government functionaries, under my district, that will have two governments. That is the city government of Liberia and the national government, both the executive mansion and the city hall. The Temple of Justice, the Supreme Court, that's the Supreme Court, and the police headquarters, the army headquarters. I got some of the best markets in my district. The Raleigh market and the Nancy Bido market.
Yeah, those calls they interrupt most often, so just go ahead.
Yeah. So
okay,
you got
go
a lot
ahead.
to do.
Okay, you got a lot to do. So let me just ask the question because I know there are so many things you have to do that when you explain the challenges faced by the people of district number 8, it clearly indicates that district number 8 is lacking so many things. But this is the
Mr.
question.
Logan, I'm cancer a bit sorry. Again, I think the same technical issues is there.
While the volume is low.
The same technical issues we having it. You gone a bit low. Struggling to actually get you.
Yeah, you know, it happened
is
like
there
that.
A way you can adjust the what?
It happened because you just receive a call. Most time when you receive a call, that's what's going to happen to you. When you receive a call, it's going to happen to you that way. Okay, so your mic volume is okay. It's adjusted. All right, let me increase your mic volume. Can you hear me now?
So I don't know how to go about it. I think I have to do what I did before, right?
All right. Yes, I'm hearing you now. Can you hear me clear?
You hearing me? Yeah, you hearing me clear, but I'm not hearing you. You're not cancel audible.
Oh, well, so you can go back and come back in, but I don't know why it's happening. Because when you have calls coming from out, that's why it's interrupt with the rest of the call. So just go back on and come back in shortly, so at least we can just have a good conversation here tonight. So if you just join it, we are in conversation with Mr. Samuel Jackson Morris. He's a tough talking person. We normally refer to him as a political reverend. He's a representative hopeful of district number 8 comes 2023. So there he's explaining some of his policy things that he going to promise the people of district number 8 that he will do when he become lawmaker. So we are just in conversation with him, and he's going to be back shortly. We haven't got to the real part of the conversation yet because we know Mr. Johnson. Oh, James, Mr. Johnson is having little difficulties with his.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we just went off.
I'm hearing you guys. I think I'm back.
You back, but your camera is off.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden, we just went off.
Yeah, it happened like that too. That's the internet problem. Okay, I got everybody here now. So that's the case. Yeah.
So Mr. Slim was on the line when they came out, when everybody went off. So can we continue?
Yeah,
Mr. King?
Yeah,
Mr. Slim.
Yeah, Mr. Samuel Jackson was Mr. Morris. He was explaining something. So Mr. Morris, just go on to from where you stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was trying to give you the kinds of opportunities that our district should have, right? The infrastructure that we have in our district. But if you look at our district, I tell you, if there's any other district that one can mention of bad representation, is the district number 8. District number 8 have the baddest representation since maybe from 1847, if district number 8 were ever existing. What is called now district number 8. The district have been forgotten, abandoned, and the people of the district being abused by the current lawmaker. If you look at a post, right after election, 21 days after the election, he posted that thank you to the people of district number 8, I will not be contesting. So the guy, after he left and declared that he want to contest in Grand Cape County, November, when the meeting was here, when I look at the video, I think November, the 5th of November, when the elders and young people of Grand Cape County, the district one of the contesting call him that they have endorsed somebody else who they promised over the years. And he came back running and passing the run. I can tell you for free. Our people are resolved. And they remain defiance. They remain defiance in pursuit of what is good for them and us as a people. So any other person thinking that they go into that race to contest against us, we see them as cancer, mere participants.
Okay, so Liberian people all the time they have been having tons of bad leaders when it comes to representation, and some of them they are tired of just electing people to the point where when there's time for election, you hear people saying we're not going to vote because everybody that come in they are the same, they are no different. So the question is, what distinguishes you from the rest of the other people that are in the race with you?
I love your question. First of all, what have this person done for you that say they want to represent you? If I gave you during terms of electioneering time in the 36 months, meaning from 2021 to 2023, because I want to contest, I gave you anything that you can judge for yourself. From there, was this person any contributing factor to the growth and development of that area that you say you want to represent? And another thing that also I see, I do agree that people should be party disciplined, but you and I have seen the West. You saw political party standard bearers, former political party standard bearers, will endorse the candidacy of our opposition political party based on that presence, performance over the time. To give you an example, right in the United States, Mitt Romney was the standard bearer of the Republican Party. They go in election, he does the candidacy of Biden, President Biden. That is patriotism. You don't go vote for people because they are your party candidates. Create them one on the basis of being party candidates. Let somebody show me one single thing that Gray ever did for that district, or Rufus Nive ever did for our district, or not only them. Even from other political institutions, the United Party, the Liberty Party, and whatever. That district, let me tell you something quickly. 1997 election, that district was represented by Gregory Como. He won on the ticket of the late IGV Krumah parties, ACO. Now Broom, not a single Broom like I ever contributed to our district, but he was the district represented in 1997. Como. Rufus Nive, who said was a young man, and based on party solidarity, he got elected. When he got elected, the first thing he said, he was above attack sharp politics, attack sharp friendship. He made a whole lot of crazy statement against young people and people who go to attack sharp, and people in ghettos and all kinds of things. But when the election time comes, they get down to the very ghettos. They get down to Slipway, the Crown Hill, how they call, Sonnywe, Buze Quarter, Plongo, Jalastan, Satan, 12th Street, 11th Street, 9th Street, Morgan's Compound, One Way, Pastor Community, Perry Street, and you can name it. So our appeal to the people is first of all not to what? To qualify anyone based on campaign projects. Anyone that carrying on project now, we do agree, you can carry on, you can carry them on. But these are all campaign projects. Don't look at the person's legacy. What have they contributed? The young man told you, all growing up, we don't even know what they call, we talk about government, we have no idea of if people like all we even think about being lawmaker or talking about lawmaker. No, because the kinds of idea was not in our head. But we feel for our people. Young man in your 20s, you look at people, children, and you take your money, you go buy your uniform cloth, wear cloth, green cloth, what a person in Newport, a person in or demonstration, slave school, oral M hunting, wherever school you think the person is. You just want to see them happy that they can go to school and be happy. While we thinking that we should be the lawmakers of our district, something that we are capable and more than capable of doing. But I'm urging our people that they should evaluate people based on their contribution to them over the time. Anyone that gives you, if I get to Moravia or I get anywhere, I say I want to be lawmaker, I call somebody, I give them $100. Like some people did, like Gray said, or he never won the district, the board of the district never voted for him. Boy, that was spoon or interview 2020, January 1st, our New Year Day. The interview was here at his house. The board of the district never voted for him. So how he won? So where they voting from? That's an indicator telling you that okay, I pay for my vote, and you abandon the district. But if I give you $100, I give you $100 to vote for me, and I want you to just think, oh yeah, the 100, I got money in bag, and I tell people stay online, I give you $100 or $200. If you divide that $100 by Labren Lewate, or the exchange rate, I learned is $150 for a dollar. That's $15,000 you're going to be getting. You divide that $15,000 by 6 years, or you divide that 15,000 by 12 months, and then you multiply by 6 years that somebody going to be in power for. It means you'll be receiving something like nonsense a day. Nonsense. That's why you sold your life for. And then when you get to sleep with clean in the night, 4 o'clock, you put clothes, and you sick, you trimming down there, then you say the government bad. When your own self was bad, were part of the bad decision making. We have to stand.
Okay.
We have to stand and stand taller for what is good. Not just what is for you, but for the entire society. So
all right, thank you for that response, because that's the basic question all librarians ask today. You want to be representative, you are asking us for our support. What distinguish you from the person who is currently our representative? What are those new changes and things? But at least you have explained your side. People watching on YouTube, people on the page, people on my personal page. So we have, sometimes after the show, we have tons of thousands of people who watch it over. So I'm encouraging people from district number 8. You can go and watch it later. You can send in your text message if you want to ask your who be lawmakers or your representative hopeful question. So the next question is, because he spoke about disadvantaged youth. Because the other day I was going through something, I was explaining about disadvantaged youth, and somebody said to me, I think we have to use the terminology right. They say they are drug athletes and disadvantaged youth. Disadvantaged youth, the person said, are those in the community and do not have means of getting what they want, but they are doing better. But other people just on drugs. So we have to distinguish them from those that are disadvantaged. So my question to you here, I'm going to post it right here. This is my question to you. What are those specific plans in your platform that addresses their growing concern of drugs, disadvantaged youth, and Zogos?
Anyway, I haven't found the definition for the word Zogo in dictionary. But I'll look over it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Previously, I told you they have been my concern, not today. I told you, if you live in Moravia, you are in Moravia. You went Central Moravia, you know what the push is about. We're talking. Call it You know what it is. I'm sorry, another call came again from a very powerful person from our district, a community chair. The concerns of disadvantaged youth, as he may call it, the Zogos and drug addicts, I would love to put all of them in the same category as a disadvantaged youth. Because for drugs taking, not only youth that are taking drugs, they got police officers taking drugs, they got judges taking drugs, they got soldiers taking drugs. They're not disadvantaged youth. Those who are taking drugs as young people, there are circumstances that led them there. That those circumstances we try to tackle. If you ever been in some of those ghettos, some of them have fun stories. Some of them able to, and some put their stories together. But I know some of them that they myself were in school together, either at Newport or at Grady Allison or AGM, Buchanan Street AG, and I saw them in the streets. I know how some of them got in the street. When let me do a reconnection of myself. 1 minute. That is the internet, the volume.
This background is very noisy.
Yeah. Yeah. Mensa,
Mensa, can you hear me now?
You on the show.
I got you.
Okay, so since the representative hopeful is having a little difficulty, you're gonna go on and come back in. Okay, so the question gonna go to you, Mensa. This is the question right here. What are those specific plans in your platform that addresses the growing concern of drugs, disadvantaged youth, and Zogos?
Hello?
Yeah, I also want to contribute, but
okay. Thank you very much for the
sensitive. Yeah, it's very sensitive. So
yeah,
the background noise, it's terrible back here.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Johnson. I asked the question, Mr. Morris.
Yeah, So the issues of like I told you, they have fun stories, but I have friends whose circumstances led them today because they didn't have the proper guardians. Some whose parents died. I was in Grady Allison school. There's a guy here and I was in like 8th grade or 9th grade, something like that. Very clever young man who are brought up very well. You know, you came into being without feeding pain. The guy can't take you to school. Everything was given you, and one day everything just went beneath you.
Okay.
And there was no strong family to actually guard this young man. So he started following another young man who also we all in Grady Allison school together that fall from school, but this guy was selling drugs. And because he have something, and this guy have to sustain himself, but maybe you have to go to him and gain small money to eat. And he started stopping with this guy. And the guy eventually become an addict. Winston, I don't want to call his name here because some people listen to this show. But there are hundreds of them. I know. The hundreds of them are living with me. I have rooms in Claverton that I put young men in West Point, or how they call McDonald Street. I pay for those rooms just because I want to take them from the streets so they can be in homes. 5 men will be in one room. If you see your friend close, I'll deal with you. So the Zogos, the drugs addicts, and the disadvantaged youth, what programs we have for them is, first of all, is to if we not in the capacity of opening institutions, there are institutions that are already existing, to encourage them, make them to learn trade, those who are capable of going to school, because I know That somebody took from the street, like I told you, they went to net school and they graduated. Today, somebody in the army, the AFL, the police, and all of, or how the group that take care of prison, the guy named for them from the Ministry of Justice, correctional officers. So we can fix it. We can fix it. But there might be programs that will empower to fix it. And let me tell you something. The bad thing about Liberia, you may not know this. If you ask her like where we are and you want to fix this, and somebody have to get some government paperwork, and you got grade them as lawmakers, I tell you, they become a hurdle.
And somebody has a follow-up question here. This is a person follow-up question. They say, what will you do to help reduce the drugs problem?
That is the first and foremost things who become police director and CRE directors. As a lawmaker, they will know that person is a friend of those who bring in the drugs in, like we currently have. Director Patrick, who I know personally, is a friend of many other Nigerians that bring drugs in Liberia and no flat people. That I know Patrick. He knows me. I'm on radio here, or show, a live show, international wire, saying this. The drugs is not made out of potato green or out of color. The drugs is manufactured and is brought in. The kinds of drugs, I think about the kinds of drugs that are making people to behave the way they're behaving, is not being made in Liberia. Every time that those drugs dealers are arrested, they tell the police who gave it to them. When last someone had been deported from the country because police arrest this person and make sure that that person is prosecuted for drugs. So we'll not just start designing programs to take the people from the street. First of all, is to have the kinds of laws that to have the kinds of laws that will hold the police authority accountable, and to have a council of police and the judicial system. A judicial system that can be credible, so that those who are taken before the laws for such offenses are dealt with.
Okay.
Because even if you take John Brown from the street, you rehabilitate John Brown, the drugs dealers are recruiting every day. They are recruiting young people every day. You rehabilitate John, then the next day, Little Prince is brought in. So it becomes like a cycle. In as much that we're thinking about developing programs that we already over the years continue to do, and to bring in new other programs that will add to buttress those other existing programs. But it's time for us to focus on who is a police officer. Policemen get ghetto. I know police people are in Monrovia that get ghetto. Policemen get ghetto. You go in the ghettos, every ghetto you go there, you see policemen getting high. Because we came from ghetto communities.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who taking the drugs? So first of all, is to also tackle those who are the sanctuaries of the people that bring in the drugs. That's the law enforcement aspect of it.
Okay. So what do you say about the drug enforcement agency? They have the new boss.
1 minute. Let me get back to your mic.
Okay. Yeah, you can just click on and adjust your microphone. DEA need to get involved. That's true, Mr. Logan. The DEA actually need to get involved. But now we got the representative hopeful. He's here. We just want to know the specific platforms, the policies that he will put into place when he become lawmaker. What are those things he's going to do to help enforce the drugs law? Because we do not have a strong drug law in Liberia. That's some of the problem we are faced right now. So while you are muted, you Mensa, you have anything to say?
Yeah,
Your background.
my background is clear now.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's it's like you are missing a sad man. When I say a sad man,
Mm-hmm.
first day first day before the show,
Yeah.
I called the honorable man and he told me that less than 5 minutes you'll be on the talk show. So
Okay.
I said, wow. I said, wow, it's very interesting. So I told the people you follow us, and the reason you saw or you are hearing the background because you really want to
So to
hear.
listen to him.
And yes, very good.
Oh,
So
I see.
it's like the nurse that while you're hearing from the background, it will not easy. Everybody,
Oh, I'm so
Jah has spread the message. I said, oh, the honorable be live on show. Can you imagine? Even the old man was in bed that they were going to say, but we want to hear it, want to hear it and want to know what's going on. So that the nurse that on the background. So the even girl with me for now. I far for them. I like 10 feet from them. The phone is on Bluetooth. They
oh,
listen to the show also, but I'm a little bit distant from them. They're not seeing the video. They no longer seeing the video.
oh, they want to see
Yeah,
the honorable video. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
very good. Yeah, very
Uh,
amazing. I got,
all
I got,
right.
I got, I got, I got over 40 the favorite posse I was surrounded. You know, they barricade me. They want to see the video and they want to see you also.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So yeah, I was in that moment when we were hearing the background. You were
Okay.
telling me that my background is not safe.
Okay.
So
So they can.
what
They,
they
mhm,
so
go ahead. Hmm.
what they I connected my phone to the Bluetooth, so they only listen to the audio, but they now around me for now a little bit distant from them.
Okay.
So
They can.
they also follow me.
They can also come and watch him, but I would just mute you when they are close up because when you're coming in, you know the sound is so sensitive to the microphone.
Okay,
All right, so I would just have
okay,
you muted while the honorable just explain a little about the follow-up question that Mr. Logan asked. He asked the honorable, he said, what will you do to help reduce the drug problem? And the honorable was just
okay.
explaining on that. So I'm muting you right now so the honorable can go ahead and address that. Honorable, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Alvin Logan, I just seen your name. Good evening, big man. Thank you so much. Like I said, for us, we have a two-way approach to the issues of reducing the kinds of situation that has to do with drugs, disadvantaged youth, and people that we call Zogos. We will not just focus, like I said, focus on only those who taking in the substance, but who are giving up the substance. We are not lawmakers, or how they call it, we are not a law enforcement arm of government. We're going to be doing lawmaking, and we'll make sure to strengthen the existing laws that will hold facilitators accountable, and we'll make sure whoever going to be the next police director during our time at the national legislature, such person is a person of moral high standing. You cannot have a policeman selling drugs and you say people will not take drugs. No.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's just because we've been here for some time now, we came in four after four, and it's after 5:27. We'll just speed up with some of the questions and answers because I know the internet. We have people in Liberia standing outside and watching you, so we can keep them in the dark all through. So we will just go to the next question. So the next question is this: what are some of the evidence to indicate your platform would not be some of those empty promises politicians usually make to get elected?
The evidence, we don't want to give political promises. Somebody one time told me, I want you to tell the people what you're going to do for them. Politicians, like you said, for me, I don't believe in words, but deeds.
Mm-hmm.
The program of tackling these kinds of issues, we started a long since. That's why we took hundreds from the street and make them to go to trade schools, and they got qualified, and they went today into gainful employment. These are the evidence. You are speaking with people who knows me. They got no reason to come. I'm telling you, the old ladies you see coming out there, they know me long time since I was a kid. They know what I stand for. I don't compromise when it comes to my moral standing. I don't compromise when it comes to the kinds of patriotism I have for my country. The records are there. That because of that tracts, that will encourage someone to go and learn a trade. That because of that, for some 20 years back, we'll look at a man and tell him, look, you, Peter, Paul, you're going and find a room. I will pay for it. But I don't want you to sleep under the bridge. That because of that. So we'll be making no much different than who we are. I'm not a traditional politician. I'm a professional person. So to tell you, we'll do all we can do, and we'll do the best that we will do to make sure that District Number 8, Montserrado County, people who live in Liberia and out of Liberia will know that yes, indeed, we are the seat of government. We must be example that people should follow. If anything will affect Liberia and other districts, should emanate from District Number 8. Should emanate from District Number 8. All the lawmakers have to come to my district to work. I won't say certain things here because I start saying it, other guys who think that they'll still win from different counties, even though they're not contesting against me, they'll start becoming smart. Well, I can tell you for free. The people of District Number 8, people will choose to move under my representation. People will choose to move from other districts to live in District Number 8 because cancer program will attract for the people of District Number 8. There's a show. We can give our blueprint here.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I like that. You know, I am a little carried away by your confidence, to be honest, because you are so confident. And you know, going to these kind of elections, when you are so confident, it's a good thing to do because you show off yourself, you show off your work, you know your work will speak for you when the time comes. So that's why I was just looking at you and just imagining the way you're saying it with so much confidence. And I have your one of your team member here, Mr. Mensa. He also said it, and they have your supporters are all in the dark at this time of the night. And listening to you, it shows that they are truly willing to carry you come 2023, and that's a good thing. So let's look at some of the other issues that people do not talk about most often in Liberia, because I know most of the time when we're talking about somebody want to be elected, we talk about what can you do for us and how do you tackle the issue that has to do with city and the other. But one of the growing concern that people do not talk about is human trafficking, and people do not throw more emphasis on human trafficking. All the time we are seeing on Facebook, we are seeing our sisters and some of our mothers have been in other countries, they have been trafficked by somebody else who promised them that they will have a better job when they go to Europe, and at the end of the day, they end up being sex slave and all of these kind of things. So my question to you is this. So this is my question. Currently, Liberia is facing this issue of human trafficking. As a representative aspirant, what do you have in your platform concerning human trafficking or modern day slavery?
Anyone involved, first of all, it's an unbearable offense. How would you consider it? Human trafficking should, first of all, be an unbearable offense. I see people who got involved, they are arrested, and somebody go with some insurance bond and have them free. Let me terms it, and let me terms it in this way and describe it, what human trafficking is. That's selling a living person by parts. Selling a living person by parts because you don't know the future of that person. What are they going to kill them? What are they going to do to them? You don't know. It's equal to murder. Anyone involved. Will make sure that those involved, laws will be made to punish them, that who sees it would never try it. And then another side of it is the information aspect. Are people informed? All the kinds of lies. Are people informed? We have to develop a kinds of information mechanism that will tell our people this a lie. Because let me tell you something. If you get to Liberia and tell somebody that came from Belgium, and there's a company in Belgium that want people to go and just be picking apple for them, they believe you. Just visit at home, give them 1 or 2 cents, and you act nice. You got some clean car. They don't question if you're telling them the truth. A misinformed society is a dangerous society. And a misinformed society is a dangerous society. And these things are happening because our people are misinformed. So we have to put in the kinds of information system that our people will be actually in the know when somebody comes with these kinds of tactics. And then followed by the laws. Because even though you put all the laws sometimes together, criminals are still trying to somehow, because sometimes criminals take advantage of some other loopholes and they find they are facilitators. So that's my plan.
Thank you.
Continue to put laws that will inform our people about human trafficking, very effective laws. And then to strengthen the laws that will deal with people that get involved, whether through aiding, abetting, or directly involved, whatever means that has to do with human trafficking.
Okay, so we need proper information dissemination. We need the right information to our people. Thank you so much. So now we go into disaster. We know all the time there have been a lot of disasters happening in other parts of Liberia. So sometimes you see when you get up in the morning, there's this news that, oh, this other community, they have fire disaster and this other disaster going on. Yeah, go ahead. So
no. Okay. You can go.
Okay, yeah. So and now we do not have plan for disaster. We always try to tackle it when the disaster happen. So my question to you is this. This is my question right here. What specifically will you do to ensure the people of District Number 8 is able to respond quickly and effectively to disaster in parts of District Number 8?
That is for me. Thank you very good. Thank you very much. In my district, and in fact, these are laws that we're going to pass. I will make sure we lobby with our friends in the house to make sure that these laws pass. The Disaster Relief Committee, the way it's structured in Liberia, it's not effective. So in order to have it effective, every district should have a disaster management committee. And not just a disaster management committee. That committee, that committee should have an office, workable office. And not just workable office with literatures, meaning just papers. We should have those things that are quickly needed in terms of disasters. Because one of the common disasters we see in our country, like fire, landslide, rain, and other disasters, other accidents that happens, is to have an effective disaster management team in every district, and that will be a law. And another thing, the national arms are responsible for quick response in terms of like fire disasters. Is the Ministry of Justice, that's the fire service. It's a forgotten and white elephant. You see their cars, again, even the capacity of fire service cars, the water capacity of it, I don't know what they can even put one bedroom of. Guys want to do best. They want to do good. They want to do better. They want to do greater things that they are doing. But that, when it comes to the fire service, it's a forgotten thing. Cars. They go to see your house burning, then they go for water to Simple Bridge. By the time they come back, the house done. It's a need to revisit that aspect of the Ministry of Justice that create the Labor Fire Service under the Ministry of Justice. I think they need to get out of Ministry of Justice. Fire service have to be out of Ministry of Justice. That's one of my plans.
All right, that's good. You're going to put the laws in place that we're going to get fire service out of the Ministry of Justice. All right, so let's go straight to your district. We're going to health. Let's talk about health in your policy, because we know in Liberia currently the health concern is a real concern. So this is the question to you here. Given the poor health system the country is currently facing,
Mr. Logan,
what in your platform to address some of those health concerns in district number 8? You have the problem hearing me?
I couldn't get your question because.
Okay, so that's why I posed the question. Can you see the question?
Is it okay? Given the poor system the country is currently facing. Just give me a minute to do my reconnection quickly.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We will be here for the next 10 minutes.
Because I'm not hardly getting you.
Okay. But I can
you don't mind if I can use
everybody
mic,
can hear
because
you.
like even the earpiece is not yet.
All right. You can go on and come back and let's see, because we have like maybe 5 more minutes to just get out of here.
I'm not hearing you.
Okay. Log out and log back in. So we have 5 minutes to be out of here. We're in conversation with Mr. Morris, representative hopeful of district number 8. And he just driving us through his policy, the plans and programs that he have for the people that he will implement for the people of district number 8 if he's elected as the lawmaker. And currently we have his supporters in Monrovia. They are all outside and listening to Bluetooth and jubilating to see the person they want to carry as their lawmaker come 2023 to unseat Representative Akara Gray. But I can say this. To defeat Mr. Gray is not an easy thing, because you have to understand he's from the ruling party and he has all of the funds to fight you politically. So those supporting Mr. Morris, I hope you people are willing to go all into the slums to campaign for Mr. Morris, because trust me, if you want something, you got to go for it. You don't go halfway. You don't be lukewarm about it. You got to be fully involved. You got to fight to see the change you want. You got to be part of this change you want. So if this is what you people want, you got to go through with it 100% and not to be halfway with it. So Mr. Morris will be joining us shortly. We just have maybe 2 more questions for him, because it's already 5:42. And when he joins us, we're just going to ask him to answer the 2 questions. And if you want to be part of the show, if you want to participate, we have this number here. You can call this number and just ask a question, or in 555 we will be out of here. Thank you. Can you hear me, Mr. Morris? All right. So I was asking the question about health. So given the poor health, can you hear me, Claire?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, so this is the question I was asking. I said, given the poor health system the country is currently facing, what is in your platform to address some of the health concerns in district number 8, specifically?
Yeah, I see your question on the screen. In my district, there are both private clinics and public clinics in my district. Okay. We have the Slipway clinic, and we have the Soniway clinic, and that follow with multiples of other private clinics. One of the best hospital we have in the country by then is also closed down. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't want to provide half-baked information. That's the Sokosaka Hospital that used to be in BTC. How that work? We will try to find out if that hospital still in existence. But when I left, the Sokosaka Hospital was not to its best. Okay. We will also try to work with the Ministry of National Defense to see how that hospital can come back to Sokosaka Hospital. We all went for treatment at Sokosaka Hospital. They have some of the best doctors, including the surgeon generals of the Army. So we will work on programs that we're doing currently. We are in the business of finding medical supplies and continue to send them back for the good of our people. But in terms of lawmaking, we will try to strengthen and see what is there for the health facilities within our district, and to make sure that our people will get the kinds of health services that they deserve. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we have less than 5 more minutes here. So let's go straight here to this question here. We just asked this question. So it's about health. So let's go back to education. Although the previous and current government have built more public schools, yet records have shown that the education system is a mess. What do you have in your program that will help improve the education sector?
First of all, who is a teacher? Who is a teacher? That should be a concern for us also. Because now, the fact that you went to school doesn't make you a teacher. So those who want the teaching profession is to give that person the kind of leverage by giving them opportunity that will make them a teacher. That is people who want to teach, more design programs. If they're not going to teachers college, well, we'll try to design programs that will make them to be teachers. Even in the very school they teach, if we'll find teachers that will teach teachers, we'll make it. Meaning, you are a teacher, but you didn't go to teachers college. So we will bring people who went to teachers college and know what what are KROTTI, what are ZROTTI, any other teachers institutions that make people teachers. Maybe you have to attend special classes after you have finished teaching people to sit for additional 2 hours to make you a teacher. I remember I was in Newport, 7th grade, Matilda Newport Junior High School. And we have one history teacher, the guy could grab any history book and you just bring. So we never have one book. Like anything you grab from your shelf. So yeah, all the men they just want to give out note. Men tell you about Tajikistan and Uzbekistan and they kinds of different kinds of marriages, something that is far different from the curriculum of Ministry of Education. So we'll make teachers teachers. Another thing is to make the cancer pay system that will make the teaching profession attractive. Why professional people, why teachers, people that graduated from teachers college don't want to go teach and they end up finding job, maybe to Freeport, they go look for a job to forestry, national forest, Forest Development Authority, FDA, or somewhere else, because profession itself is not becoming attractive. Because if somebody go teach people's children and that person is being paid like $125, man, the transportation from your home to the school in 30 days, $125 gone, $200 gone. So we have to revisit the teachers' salary. Not only teachers, other professions. Yeah. Other
All right.
professions.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Morris. We've been here for an hour now. So we'll just go on to actually if you want to add anything or you want to just go to your parting. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but very low.
All right. So actually I say, can you give us your parting? Just everything you want to add in and just sum it up since the
Oh yeah,
internet
my
is
parting
giving us a
comment.
little problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the people of district number 8. I'm sorry that because of few technical interruption, we were not able to say this. I bring your greetings and to the host. On my way to you. On my way to you. Um, to the host. I say
Go
thank you
ahead.
ever so much, Mr. Logan, and I pray that next time I will adjust myself. I will send the information out that
Yeah.
people should stop calling me between this period to this period, because I don't know how I'm going to do that to respond to some over 30, 40,000 persons, But
I
we
know.
will try to manage the information today. Now I know how the system works. I'm
Yeah.
sorry for the inconveniences sometimes we cause doing our appearance on the show. And to the people of District number 8, you are thank you ever so much for the opportunity you have given me and the confidence that you will continue to repose in me. And to the leadership of the different organizations, UMSA, SAMPA, the United Movement of District number 8 for Honorable Semester Jackson Morris and the Friends of Semester Jackson Morris Political Action Committee, SAMPA, led by S. Simpson Barkley and that of Alfred Kotu of UMSA, and all of our different organizations, the Powerful Revolutionary Youth League, headed by Lawrence. We say thank you all for the continuous support and the work and the sacrifices. We will be better. We will do it together, and we will make our district second to none in terms of when it comes to the kinds of joys and happiness that people deserve as citizens of their country. We'll use the resources that we have and we'll go beyond the resources that we have to add value to our people, like we continue to do, and we'll do better to the professional people and our mothers and sisters and the young people as they continue to be strong, and we will do it together. Let will not be fool. Let will not vote for
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead and just
so
conclude.
to the
Yeah.
people of Indiana where I live, I say my Indiana people, thank you so much for the support, and most of you who continue to call and give us the words of encouragement and morally, financially, we say thank you guys. You guys, I say hands up. You guys are great people, awesome guys here in Indiana and all part of the United States and Europe, and all other persons continue to give their support to us also all over Liberia. To my family, I say I love you guys. My children, you all are so awesome. My nephew, nieces, cousins, brothers, uncles. I say to you all, I love you guys, and it was a pleasant show. We will be back here. This is not going to be the last of it. As we come back here next time, we'll have such opportunity given to us by Mr. Logan and his team, and we will expand on other issues. Thank you ever so much, Mr. Logan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Morris. It was nice having you here today. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't put the lights on.
Oh, that's fine. You're already leaving.
I mean, like,
All right.
I said, I just,
Thank you.
but you're going to say, but what to say in the dark?
Hey,
Okay,
all right.
thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So there you go. We were in conversation with Mr. Morris, Mr. Samuel Jackson Morris, representative hopeful of district number 8, Magibi County. I mean, say Magibi, Montserrado County. So we want to say thank you for following us. Thank you for always following us. We look forward to having a nice show next week. We have another guest that we will not announce, but I know that's what you guys have been looking for, and we're gonna have that person in here. So thank you for following. Enjoy your weekend, and peace.